In tonight's top story, law enforcement says it's the #1 issue facing our upstate communities right now and one of the hardest to effectively police: opioid addiction and deaths. Last week, we brought you inside a forum with 4 upstate county sheriffs who all agree they are struggling with how rampant these drugs, particularly fentanyl, have become. And we are digging deeper, talking to a local rehab center and a recovering patient.
Fox Carolina's Matt Koufax live outside the Phoenix Center tonight in Greenville with more on the issue and what experts are saying the solutions could be.
Yeah, Cody, Tori, rehab coordinators here tell me that especially with Thanksgiving coming up, they are expecting an increased amount of calls here at the Phoenix Center. They say it typically happens the day after lots of major holidays this time of year. And while getting treatment at a place like this is one thing, they say getting to the source of the issue to stop it is quite another.
A loved one of mine passed away in a house fire. I started with Oxycontin, like most people.
Megan Dinar says her addiction to opiates started in her 20s.
You have no control of your life. Every day is just trying to get the next high because you're body crazy. You're not yourself.
She says she actually developed a blood disorder because of her drug use and ended up in the hospital for 6 weeks.
There's a lot of times I look around like, this is not my life. Like, this is not what I'm meant to be.
That's what drove her to seek recovery. But she's one of the lucky ones.
In Greenville County, on a weekly basis, we work about 3 to 5 overdoses per day.
Greenville County Sheriff Hobart Lewis says increased drug use, particularly of fentanyl, which is made with synthetic opiates, is the #1 killer in upstate communities today.
Sheriffs across the state, we all feel the same pressure to tackle this problem.
Lewis says deputies ride around with Narcan all the time now, but even then, it's sometimes too late.
2 milligrams of fentanyl is enough to kill a person that's not used to it.
Judy Dyer is the detox coordinator for the Phoenix Recovery Center in Greenville.
We are definitely seeing an increase in the number of people that call.
She, Lewis, and Dinar say access is also compounding the issue.
I was getting opiates easier than I was getting alcohol. Like, at a certain age, you don't know what you're getting with anything. It's in everything, especially this fentanyl.
So we understand the problem, but what's the solution? Sheriff Lewis and Dyer agree it starts with law enforcement.
Where can we get you help? What can we do? That comes down to the deputies and police officers out here working.
Lewis says Greenville County has beefed up its drug enforcement unit and even added a specific opioid investigator to track dealers to the source, charge them, and put them in jail. He also says they're in the process of adapting training for something Dyer says is perhaps most important.
When people are caught with these substances or get pulled over and they have it, being offered treatment.
Dyer also advocates for teaching kids and young adults about the dangers of addiction.
There's things I would accept in my addiction that I would never accept being sober.
It was Judy who Megan first spoke to when she made the brave choice to get her life back.
I feel like me again. I got my sparkle back.
Megan says she knows she has a long way to go, but that the most difficult part is always the first step.
All you have to do is walk to the emergency room. All you have to do is pick up the phone. That's all you have to do.
Now, Megan is in the 30-day program as a full-time resident here at the Phoenix Center. She says after that, she is headed to a sober living facility to continue her recovery. Very inspiring story for her. Meanwhile, Lewis and some others that we spoke to in law enforcement say that judicial reform could also be a big part of this. That is making sure that drug dealers who are arrested on multiple offenses don't get released while they're awaiting trial to continue their illicit activities on the streets. Back to you.